We are heading to achieve zero carbon draft in Rio Plus 20. It's not been a new concept to bring socially inclusive economy within a broader economic framework to work on a policy formulation to pattern the socio-economic realm. We have seen how global economy paralyzed even after wider international liberalization and globalization regime. Ecological causes have suddenly been standing up as a model framework for the green economics. We need an accountable corporate environmental responsibility to bring better transition. I welcome the Rio Plus 20 zero carbon draft, but I am suspicious about what happened after the first ever Earth Summit. We have been writing pages and pages of drafts and documents papers since last 20 years. There has been going on a tight competition to innovate new and unique terminologies for the green bird. We have seen how greenhouse gases entered into a global warming, shifted later on into global climate change. Carbon dioxide started shaping into a classic currency generated for the corporate house. Political gatherings started discussing to reduce carbon emission, embarked a new global political dimension to induce greater corporate partnership to tackle the carbon crisis. Corporate houses started their management skills to innovate new design of suffix and prefix to give a better glance to the world carbon increase through generating demands while introducing low carbon eco-friendly product. Carbon neutral, carbon footprinting, zero carbon, carbon credit, no to CO2, carbon cap, etc. became a carbon management practice. Corporate, carbon, consumer had been the design of global economy since last 20 years after the first ever Earth Summit in 1992 in Rio. Corporate houses use carbon as a source and a resource substrate, and its substance of global carbon consume has effectively been sold out into market as a low carbon, eco-friendly product. Developed world and some of the most powerful developing economies stand and rest and unresolved to cut down the carbon emission assisted an opportunity to the corporate world to grow a great carbon economy. The great global carbon politics has drifted the basic meaning of sustainable development, and the government of the respective nation became the biggest corporate custom. Corporate taxation over the government induced a great carbon market which simultaneously shifted to corporate imperialism. Last 20 years witnessed the change of the greatest natural disasters despite of the global acceptance of sustainable development model. World witnessed the global economy meltdown despite of Biden international economic reforms. The third Earth Summit is set to commence in uh, June this year, and with the aim to introduce green economics and green governance based on socially inclusive low carbon regime. The zero carbon draft has been made public. Earth Summit agenda is focusing to generate global employment by introducing a low carbon use economics with a larger corporate intelligence and policy design to have a greater public-private partnership to deal with the use of transfer of green renewable technologies. Green economics would be a better option when such corporate structure shall join to support traditional green and clean crops. How green governance would accompany with the corporate environmental responsibility to lessen the possibility of further expanding corporate environmental colonialism. How this green economics would work to cement up the widening bridge of socio-economic drift in poor nations. How the corporate sectors would ensure the consumers to provide low-cost, accessible products to common people. How the supply-demand economics would go further to collapse or demolish the Chang's paradox or dilemma of the people, the common poor people, and common poor masses, so forth, being the set on the brand of eco-friendly product value and astonishing diplomacy of glamorous and galvanized attractive tightness. Now, we are just on the verge of the Rio Summit going to be happening in the June. So let's hope for the better transition and the better economic transition to help this world to have an equitable resource distribution with maximum profit would be distributed amongst all the marginalized people of this world. Let's hope for the best. Go great. Thank you.